What's good, YouTube? Flash Speaks back, man. Another video. Saturday morning on the way to the gym. Leg day. You know what I mean? That's the real strength day. That's the day for the hardcore purists who serious about balance and serious about strength, serious about life longevity, serious about heart health. Those who know. Anyway, I was watching last night the ladies' Unrivaled game between Lunar Owls, right? This is the team that is headed by the reigning defensive player of the year in the WNBA, Nafisa Collier, one of the best players in the WNBA, one of the best in the world, Olympic champion. And the team that rose, the team that is that has Angel Reese, has Chelsea Gray, has Kalia Copper, Philly Zone, etc. and everything, right? And fantastic outing by the Rose, and in particular Angel Reese goes out there and does a virtuoso 2020 game. And what it did was reiterate again why this player, Angel Reese, is beloved by the fans that appreciate what she brings to the table and what she does. 2020, a game where you're shorthanded. You're talking about your best scorer, Kalia Copper, arguably out, going up against a team that was undefeated, hadn't lost yet. And it just shows like the importance of the power of like having will, man. Willpower, determination, want it, gotta get it done. All of those various intangibles that I'm constantly preaching here on the channel for those players who have those things amongst people who don't know how to recognize that or don't value it. You know what I mean? It teaches you a lot about life, man. About how much want to and will to succeed plays a part in success, man. In success, man. Like, for people who understand and take lessons out of everything that's happening, man. Everything is an open book. This whole world is a book, man, with lessons for those who know how to extract. And as we always say, those who know. And those who don't, you need to find out. But that Angel Reese game last night was domination, bro. And as I've said before on this channel, the rebounder, the importance of a rebounder, the importance of controlling the glass. Some people believe that the best scorer out there is the most dominant. And a lot of times it is. I understand scoring is the number one important thing. It is. The number two important thing is defense. It is. But the baddest mofo out there on any given night, arguably, is the one that controls the glass. Advanced stats and everything bear this out. This is why Nikola Jokic wins, or he scores so high every year in the advanced stats metrics. This is why guys like Joel Embiid score as high at times when he has. And it's because of rebounding and the importance of it. The rebounder controls the game oftentimes. The rebounder in a game that is predicated on possessions, which you got to understand about basketball, is predicated on possessions. The rebounder provides extra possessions for their team, while of course simultaneously taking away extra possessions from the opponent. And the rebounder serves a job as a cleanup artist, cleanup person, cleanup specialist that covers the mistakes of their team, that allows their team to not have to shoot a perfect field goal percentage. And then sometimes you don't even have to have a better field goal percentage than the opponent as a team when you have that rebounder. This is why Dennis Rodman was so dominant, man. This is why Moses Malone was so dominant, man. That's why he won 3 MVPs. Anyway. She was dominant. Now, the next step, the next phase for her, obviously, is to work on certain things with her game, and that's what we want to see. Hopefully, she has the opportunity to get with the Napheesa Colliers and, a player who she's not better than yet. That was a hell of a game she put up against her. It really was. It's the best I've seen someone do it. But I've been watching last season, so it's not really a surprise. Why? Because Angel Reese was one of those players last year who did the best job of guarding the opponent that she was up against. Right? I looked at the numbers last year. It's one of the numbers I track closely when you talk about defense is the percentage. The percentage that you allow the opponent to score, and she had one of the best at that. She kept most of her opponents under 40%, pretty much all year, and that's major. That's big time. But she's not a better player than Napheesa Collier at this point. Not a better player than Angel Wilson and some of the bigs, which I think most people know, and it's not a problem. But these things need to be made clear and they need to be documented, man. Now, what's coming up next in the women's game, beyond the Unrivaled is the draft. And before that is going to be March Madness. And March Madness is going to be lit, man. It's going to be lit. We got a number of teams that really, I think, have a chance to win it all. First is the number 1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish man with the big 3, Olivia Miles, Sonia Citron, and my girl Hannah Hidalgo. Local product, Paul Six product. Paul Six is a team that when I was with Gloucester Township Tech, we used to play against. That's how close, you know what I mean, she is to this area right here. Shout out to Hannah Hidalgo out there doing her thing, the little engine that could. You understand what I'm saying? And them. I like their chances, obviously. UConn with Paige Beckers. The great Paige Beckers, who is slated to be the number 1 pick in the draft this year. Can't count them out. If you can get them all to play well along with her, you can never count them out. And I think this is her last shot to get that ring, the college level. So I'm not counting UConn out. South Carolina, of course, you could never count out. Of course, they're lacking the dominant bigs that they've traditionally had. There's no Cardosa there. There's no Aaliyah Boston there, and there's no Aja Wilson. Okay. The great Aja Wilson, there's none of that there. But there's still Dawn Staley. There's still some fighters, man. There's still that, that So Raven is still there. There's Pow Pow. There's Fu Wiley and so on. Y'all know the names. Can't count them out, man. And they got the best coach in the business. Can't count them out. Philly's own Dawn. Can't count them out. You also got to look at them LSU Tigers, who can't count out. They have a good 3. Williams is growing on me for real. Is a beast. Number 12. Of course, you got Morrow, and then you got Big Foe. They were higher up for me probably earlier in the year. As I watched, I don't know, there's just something missing. Big Foe, for the most part, is kind of like made me look bad a little bit, because I put a lot of stock into what I thought she would do and so on. And, little room to grow, man. Maybe she should stay one more year in college. It's just what the thing that she has to do, man. The problem with Flau'jae, for me, the only problem is she's got to figure out how to, play through contact. How to get her offense, how to get hers through contact. You can't be the type of player where, all I got to do is just put some tough defense on you, and then that gets you out your game. So part of it is a mental thing. The other part of it is hitting the weight room, man. But that's still my girl. Shout out to her, man. Want to see her do that. But, hopefully she got the right people around her to tell her, to instruct her with that. You gotta be able to play through contact, man. You got other teams. You got Texas. You got others I may be forgetting right now. But then last but not least, you can't forget is the USC Trojans, who have the second coming of Cheryl Miller. One who I think is just, man, Juju Watkins, can't say enough about, man. And part of what prompted me to do this video was, I was on a very famous podcaster's video watching her video. I wasn't on there, but watching the video, and then I'm looking at some of the conversations that are taking place in the comments, and I'm noticing there's some Juju Watkins hate going on. Makes you wonder why. And the statement was Juju Watkins is overrated. Matter of fact, the Joker said Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins are overrated. And then what I'm noticing is there was a number of people clicked like on that comment. Now listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'm trying to understand if you were actually watching Juju Watkins with a basketball eye, with an understanding of this game. How do you come away with the idea that this player is an overrated player? How does that happen? Where does this come from? And when I engage this individual says, well, people are talking like she's the best player, she's not even the best guard. Juju Watkins not the best guard. Who the best guard then? I promise you. I absolutely promise you. If Juju Watkins was eligible to declare for the draft, and she's not, she's only 19 years old, which means she's probably got to do at least 2 more years. I think her birthday comes in the summertime, so I'm not quite sure how that works. Would she have to do 3 more? But I think she has to do at least 2 more. She's a sophomore, I think, right? No, I know she's a sophomore. I think she had to do 2 more. Who's the better guard than Juju Watkins? Now, I was once in a debate with someone who is swearing to me that Hannah Hidalgo is a better player than Juju Watkins, which, listen, I'm the biggest Hannah Hidalgo fan you're going to find. One of the biggest. Number 1, because she's great. Number 2, because I have a bias for people that come from the local Philadelphia and the surrounding area, right? I do have a bias for those individuals, right? So you're not going to find much of a bigger fan than myself. You have got to be smoking turbos if you project at the next level that Hannah Hidalgo will be better than Juju Watkins. Now, will they both be great? Will they both be impactful? Yes. But this is the thing with basketball, and maybe it sucks, but really it's life. Size is an asset that benefits the bigger player. It just is. Hannah Hidalgo, as great as she is, she's 5'6". On a good day, maybe 5'5" and 5'7", something. Juju Watkins, you talk about a 6'2 guard with handles who can shoot the ball, who can D up. Listen, that Juju Watkins is what you call generational talent. And this is a statement I'm going to make. This is a statement I'm going to make. Number 22, Asia Wilson, right now is the most dominant player in the W. I don't think there's a debate on that. I think that's kind of hands down. Been the most dominant player in W, I think, the last 3-4 years. At least last 3, right? From what I understand. I believe she will continue to dominate the W until Juju Watkins enters. Number 12 enters the league. That's just what I believe. Just watching her play. And the thing, she's a sophomore. What Juju Watkins will look like as a senior? What Juju Watkins will look like as a freshman? Bro, I've seen this girl make blocks. Block shots. Steal the ball. In ways that's like, I ain't talking about scoring. I'm talking about just on the defensive end. If she was just a defender without the offense, she still would be a top 10 pick. Just on the defense, from what I'm seeing. Like, for my money. Then you had her offense, unstoppable. 3-level scorer. From the 3. From the mid-range, damn near anywhere. Get to the rim. I seen her posting people up. Turnaround jump shots. The whole Nizzy 9. Now, she could improve a little bit of that. A little bit room improvement from in the post, but we talking about a sophomore. My man. I get it. You're probably one of those Caitlin Clark worshiping in guys that are in a state of infatuation right now. And what it is the statement saying that Juju Watkins is overrated comes as a result of you feeling threatened. You see, I've seen enough people, argue with enough people to understand those types of motives and motivations. Because ain't nowhere in the world you watching that girl play, that young lady play, and you coming away with that's an overrated player. Or that's a bad. You don't see a flaw, my brother. There's no way you see a flaw. Break it down to me. I heard, well, she doesn't make players around her better. The hell she don't. Passing the ball to someone, this is the thing I'll be always trying to say to people, man. People really, really blow my mind with this stuff. Passing the ball to someone ain't the only way to make somebody better at their game. Passing the ball to someone ain't the only way to make someone better at their game. And I actually even question this whole make people better and shit anyway. In basketball, I don't really, like, in football, I can see it. Our quarterback can make somebody better because you can lead somebody in rhythm and passes, and you can take, like, attention off of somebody. Like, you could do certain things like that, right? Like, I'll give you that in basketball. Like, if you are so great that you draw double teams, you can make someone's job easier, right? You can make someone's jobs easier. You can pass the ball to somebody in their spot and make their job easier. But do you really make them a better player? That concept I don't get. But what the point is that Juju's not a playmaker. Why? Because what he does is he's comparing him to his little infatuated number 20, that number 22 that he's infatuated with, and he's seeing that her strength is passing the ball. So he's looking, so in his mind, he wants to change the narrative that passers of the ball are the best players. And that's the best asset to a team, that you're a passer. When no one in the history of the game ever believed that. that the passer is the best player of all time. Because if so, Magic Johnson would clearly be over everybody, including Michael Jordan and LeBron and all these other guys. Now, he's over LeBron for me anyway, but the point is, the greatest asset a person can provide for a team, that they go get their own buckets. I promise you. Because I don't have to do nothing to you. I don't have to help you. If you can go ISO and get your own bucket, that's the number one thing. That's number one. It just is. Because at the end of a game and coach can't run up the proper set, none of that. If I got a person that can ISO and get it, that's the number one asset. Number two asset is your ability to guard your person. That you can guard. And if I'm wrong, let me know. That you can guard on the other end. Because if you can go out there and score 20, 30, whatever, but you can't stop an opponent from getting 20, 30, whatever, we cancel each other out. And really, you bringing nothing to the table. When you're talking about a Juju Watkins, you're talking about a player that can go out there and get 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, depending on the night. And go out there and keep the opponent down. Steal the ball from the opponent. Extra possession for my team. Block the shot from the opponent. You can't make no argument that this person you're infatuated with can do those things. You know that. So now you want to act like just passing the ball is a bigger asset, greater asset than those things. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Listen. You can love Caitlin Clark, bro. You can think she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's cool. But why you think you gotta hate on other players because they good too? What you gotta do that for? And if someone thinks Juju better than Caitlin Clark, so what? Right? You think Caitlin Clark better than AJ Wilson, which is absurd. Which causes me to tell you you don't know basketball. But I'm going to let you be great, man. Say what you say, whatever. I mean, that's the fact that you think she better ain't going to do nothing to stop AJ Wilson from whooping her ass when they play each other. So what does it matter to me? Point is, man. Point is, don't lie to yourself, man. You can lie to the people. You can lie to God. Don't lie to yourself, bruh. Don't lie to yourself. I'll see y'all later, man. I'm out.